Yaps. It's in the name. We gotta get an update on World War III. If we look at this guy is filming the Iron Dome, and then the building right next to him gets shot. And now this whole conflict is just super, I don't want to say interesting, right? Because interesting is not the right word, but it's just conflicting. There's so much that I don't. Oh my god, that's insane. Oh my god, hold on, I can't even think. Literally, he's just filming, and then the building just boom. Holy, like that's people's homes. Like, I don't think with how Iran sent just a blanket of missiles, it was as precise as how Israel was taking out leadership, right? They were very precise with it. They weren't trying to go for mass casualties, or at least it doesn't seem like that so far on the internet. It's the internet, so it's probably like only 80% true, but
Tel Aviv, where Fox News chief foreign correspondent Trey Yingst.
Do I think America should be in this, mixed in with Israel? Not directly.
Yeah, Laura,
if we were going to fund them and allow them to defend themselves, maybe, because Iran getting nuclear weapons is it is an existential threat. So it's like, if we don't deal with Iran now, we'll have to deal with Iran later. And by we, I mean the entirety of the world. They're an entire state ran on a theology based off really a lot of oppression, right? So we don't want them to have a nuke. My stance. I'd love to know yours down below.
Iranians have responded with 3 waves of ballistic missiles. This is Israel's version of the Pentagon, the Kiryat. And the building on this compound was just hit.
Please go back, please, go back, please.
You can understand here, it's very tense at this specific location, because the Iranians are now targeting the defense establishment of Israel. And so I'm going to have my cameraman pan up here to this building just across the street from the Kiryat. And so
I think that just means back up.
You can see it's very tense right here, because, again, the Iranians were able to just strike a very significant target in Israel.
It's like people were saying online last night when I was kind of scrolling through Twitter that, you know, the Iron Dome is failing. Like, nothing is perfect, right? No system is going to 100% catch everything all the time. And so you have to, like, at some point in time, I'm sure the Iron Dome has to be reloaded. So once missile shoots, I don't know, like, if there's a magazine of missiles that are ready to launch and replace the one that was just happening. So it's like, once one gets shot, somebody has to replace that missile. And as they're coming in, a few will slip through. And it's just crazy to me, like, Tel Aviv, the capital of Israel, literally, I think it's the capital of Israel, is just getting bombed. This is like a major city in Israel, nonetheless. Even if it's not a capital, it's still a major-ass city.
As we move forward here, we do expect more ballistic missiles to be fired into this country. We understand that Israel's air defense system was active during this third attack. We were in the suburbs of Tel Aviv at a location that had been hit. One woman was killed there, and more than 20 were injured. As these missiles are coming in, an Israeli security source telling Fox News that the Americans are helping to shoot down some of this incoming fire. But as it gets more and more intense, it will be very difficult to do so. And so there are questions about what comes next in this conflict. Again, we're just sort of backing up here from this location. It's a very sensitive location. But the bottom line...
Just keep backing up. Just keep going.
Here, Laura, is that the conflict between Israel and Iran continues. The Iranians have launched around 150 ballistic missiles into this country today, some of them slamming into military establishments, into a variety of residential buildings. And as you can see off here in the distance, this is a shopping mall in the heart of Tel Aviv. There are both residential and commercial buildings around here, Laura, and they have been damaged in this most recent missile barrage launched by the Iranians. Laura?
Trey, how badly have the residential sites been hit? Because Israel is now saying that what Iran did in its counter strike is basically beyond the pale. And so each side is saying...
I mean, Israel did bomb Iran, and Iran did say that their response was going to be unprecedented. So you kind of had to expect something. Now, I think bombing civilians and retail areas, I don't think that's a good look for you. And yet another reason why I don't think Iran could have the wherewithal, if you would, to be able to have a nuclear weapon and not use it. I feel like they would be the first mother truckers to use it. Same thing with North Korea. North Korea scares me, but they seem to be on. They just kind of keep to themselves. Iran, on the other hand, they're like actively trying to what seems like just an early 2000s villain. They're just trying to take over the world.
You did this. The results are going to be devastating for your country.
Yeah, absolutely. What we saw tonight, I have not seen in nearly 7 years of covering this story. We have seen rocket fire from the Gaza Strip with groups like Hamas and Islamic Jihad. We've seen precision-guided missiles coming from Lebanon with the Iran-backed group Hezbollah, ballistic missiles from Yemen with the Houthis.
Aren't those all of Hassan's friends on Twitch? Hassan Piker? Aren't those like, doesn't he support all of them and think they're all really like upstanding citizens? What an idiot.
We were here last year in both April and October when the Iranians targeted Israel, and they targeted bases on the outskirts of major population centers. The site that we just got back from, where one woman was killed and at least 20 were injured, an entire block was wiped out. While we were there, every once in a while, the rescue teams, Laura, they would stop and they would tell everyone to be quiet. And they would call out for survivors under the rubble, and they didn't find anyone while we were there. And as we were live on Special Report, there was incoming missile fire, and we had to, in the middle of our hit, get to a shelter underground and wait as explosions happened right overhead. One of them so large, it shook the building that we were in. The site that we're at right now, again, it's a very sensitive site, as you saw some of those police and soldiers at the beginning of our conversation here wanting us to move back. They don't want us to show this specific area, but it was a hit that was trying to target directly Israel's version of the Pentagon, the Kiryat.
Well, there's also other, supposedly, right, once it's the internet, where there's certain retail-looking buildings, kind of like the same way how Ukraine snuck in drones to Russia. Like they built a house and then built the drones within the house or something along those lines. Apparently, Israel has buildings that look like buildings, but inside those buildings, on certain floors, they have like fighter jets and shit that are ready to fly out. But that also doesn't make sense because like if let's say it's this building, a fighter jet just can't just zoom and fly out. Like there's still like physics that have to work. Like it needs a runway. So I'm curious on the legitimacy behind those claims.
Yeah, Iran is using what they can to respond to Israel, but Israeli sources say this is going to go on for days, if not weeks, because the Iranians are now striking Israel with groups of ballistic missiles, anywhere from 50 to 100 missiles. And so while Israel can shoot down some of that fire, they simply cannot shoot down all of it. And what
exactly
we saw
what
tonight
I was
was truly unspeakable in terms of the escalation ladder of what is about to happen. Laura, I can tell you.
But not surprising. Is it heartbreaking? Yes. But Iran said they were going to do this. So going forward, they say something crazy, you got to follow through with it.
The Israelis are going to
I have more on that at the end of the video.
Targeting Iran. They've already targeted nuclear facilities. They have targeted nuclear scientists. And they've also targeted the leaders of Iran's IRGC. They killed the top commander and General Salami. And this is a man who was responsible for preparing a missile strike against Israel just 2 days.
Okay, this is actually what I was going to talk about. Trump said that, hey, like 2 months ago, like 60 days ago, Trump told Iran, hey, you guys don't have much time. You need to make a deal now with Israel. God bless you, right? And like he was given a warning. Like I think Trump and this administration knew what was going to go on. And all of these dudes were the ones who were responsible for negotiations. And none of them wanted to negotiate. So you know what they all have in common as well? Besides not wanting to negotiate, they're all 6 feet deep underground right now because they've all been eliminated. Squad wiped. This was Call of Duty. They didn't win. They didn't get the dub. They got eliminated early in the game.
Days ago, he was threatening the Israeli
Whole squad
state.
wipe.
And overnight, the Israelis targeted him in an airstrike, and they likely will not stop there. This is expected to continue for days, if not weeks. And this country remains
hoping
at a
it's
state of
days.
alert, a state of emergency. And officials
I don't
that
want
we
to
are
see this turn
talking
into week to month
say they
to
are
years.
urging the civilian population to stay close to bomb shelters, understanding that this is just the
How are you
very
supposed to
beginning
live?
of what is a quickly developing war between Israel
Yeah.
and Iran. Laura?
I'm thankful that he said it, even though that's like very emotional and escalating language of calling this a war. How is it not at this point?
Trey,
Like,
how,
this
I know they don't want you
escalation.
to show it, but how badly was their version of the Pentagon, Israel's version of the Pentagon, hit by these attacks?
I'm going to have my cameraman just pan up to this building here that is on the compound of the Kiryat. And you can see these are likely offices. The building just next to it I've been in many times. But there is significant damage. They
Weird
have
flex, but
teams
okay.
there just trying to ensure that no one was inside at the time. Likely when the missile attack happened, any senior officials that would have been inside their version of the Pentagon would have been underground. But there is damage to it. And again, this just speaks to the types of targets that the Iranians are hitting. They are targeting not only residential areas, they are targeting military
They're just doing
installations.
a blanket
And
shot.
this is expected to escalate because they have advanced missiles. We have seen them provide the Russians with these very missiles that they are using against Ukraine. And now they are using these advanced ballistic missiles to target Israel. And again, despite the fact that there is some advanced missile defense systems.
Yo, imagine if Iran like didn't focus all of their technology and their focus on creating like better weapons to kill other people, instead focused on like creating their region and making it a fertile, beautiful land. Like, imagine putting that technology into something that's killing into something that's creating and giving back to the community.
That are on the ground here, from David Sling to the Arrow 2 and 3 system and the American systems, the Patriot system and the THAAD system. It is not enough to stop this incoming fire. And when we were live earlier today around the 2 p.m. hour, it was so intense in Tel Aviv that they were not able to shoot down the missiles with these advanced systems. And as the missiles kept slipping past the air defense, they started to use smaller systems in an attempt to shoot them down. And we saw missiles slamming into the ground, causing significant damage and killing at least one person. And so as we move forward here, it is very clear that the conflict that is erupting now between Israel and Iran is different than anything that the region has seen. And it is substantially different from the conflict that has been ongoing for more than 600 days between Israel and Hamas inside Gaza. These ballistic missiles make the rockets that were being fired from Gaza look like toys. It is causing significant damage, wiping entire apartment blocks off of the map. Laura?
Trey, thank you. We'll check back soon. We really appreciate it. Stay safe.
That's, man, we're going to continue to follow this story. My heart goes out to it and everybody that's been affected. Like I said, I think this Trump administration knew about it. I don't think any American wants to sign up for the military and give their life up for the freedoms of Israel. Like, I just don't think that's the case. So I don't want to see America get directly involved with this. If we fund Israel to keep being able to defend themselves and whatnot, maybe. To be honest, I don't know enough about the history of Israel. I don't know enough about the history of the conflict between Israel and Iran. My buddies and I were talking about it on stream last night. If you were hanging out with me, you were listening to this conversation where I was just like, we were just talking. Like, neither one of us are theology majors. We just both have an interest in theology, and we both think the situation's crazy. And we were like, it doesn't matter how far back you go, because you're gonna have to go back a long time. Whatever religion, if you believe in Christianity, probably before Jesus, right? This region was in conflict. So you have to go back millennia to see who cast the first stone. And if you have to go back a millennia and you're going based off of that, of like, hey, 2 millennia ago, your grandpa killed my grandpa, and we can't let that go. Let it go. It's been too long. Like, no, you don't even know the name of that grandpa anymore. So, as always, let's put a smile on someone's face today. Make somebody laugh, god dang it. Don't spread hate and vitriol. Make somebody laugh. Be creative. Bring something into the world instead of death. Ugh. Alright. With that said, I hope you guys are picking up what I'm putting down. I'll see you guys in the next one. I'm gonna go work out. I gotta fix my truck. And then when I get back today, I'm gonna be streaming. So I'll see you guys there. Bye.